Live. What's up, everybody? We've already got a strong chat in here with Pete's Little Homestead, who is one of my latest mods, along with 𝙒𝙖, because 𝙒𝙖 is awesome. So, welcome my new mods. Thank you. If you don't want to mod, you don't have to, by the way. Modding is entirely a thankless job, and I appreciate all of the people that are willing to do it. So, who else we got in here so I can say my hellos? We got Jennifer from Davis Family Farm, one of the most charming and adorable people I have ever met. Cooper Family Homestead, Mama Z's Texas Kitchen, 𝙒𝙖 Homestead, Loma Acres. So glad you're here. I have missed you, my friend. I'll just say that. Making Lemonade from Lemons, Donald. Papa Z. I can hear a stink bug flying around, guys. I hate that noise. And it's so distinct. I think that might be it, but I'm still scrolling. Oh, Samson Farms. That guy's here. Yeah. Oh, Journey to Fitness. Hello. Castle Highs. Mary Cleveland. Mary Cleveland, I hope you're feeling better. I know you're going through a lot of rough stuff right now, girlfriend. Miss anybody else? Timothy Painter. Hey, how are you? Thomas, thank you for coming. Yeah, Donald doesn't mod at all. He just likes the power. The power. Homestead Humor. Hey, Johnny. Samson Farms. What a jerk. What a jerk. Oh, Mama Z's already starting the sass in the chat. I love it. Soon they're going to be throwing potatoes at each other, and it's just going to be crazy. Simply Jan. Hey, Jan, how are you? Always love seeing you in the chats. Jan, I just have to say, you always are like a bright ray of sunshine. You're always so happy to see me. It seems like you just make me feel good, and you're just so charming. So I just wanted to thank you for that. J-Love Adventures. Hi, J-Love. Sorry, I saw the potatoes and my mind just went in Marco directions. So I hope you guys can hear me okay. Don't throw potatoes. Potatoes are like... Yeah, I read an article once, Dan or Ryan Taltos, and it was fairly recent, that said the human body could survive at bare minimum on potatoes and butter. Like, it has all of the necessary nutrients that we wouldn't die. So if you're going to stock up for a zombie apocalypse, potatoes and butter. So get a cow and grow some potatoes. Awesome. Nathan likes frozen potatoes. Yeah. It's been a little bit of a hectic week. I hope everybody's doing well. You love bacon? Yes, I love bacon. I do love bacon. I actually went to the store before I came here to do the live because I had to pick up my blood thinners because I was out. And there weren't a whole lot of people there, maybe average people. And some of the shelves were empty where the hand sanitizer is, but there was a lot of other stuff. So I was in Garden for Cheap live like 30 minutes ago, and she had the great idea of, let's go stock up on liquor, stock up on grain alcohol, sanitize that way. So I actually do need to go get some vodka to make some. I do like a wheat-free vanilla extract because I do have friends that are celiac when I do baking. So I use a vodka that's made out of grapes. It's actually, the brand is owned by P. Diddy of all people, but it's a French grape vodka, and it's pretty good. And I made some vanilla out of it, and it's doing really well. I actually should get some more vanilla beans soon, but The ones I have are still working. It's just the older they are, the longer they take to work. And I know that there's an issue with vanilla right now. I really would love to grow a vanilla tree. I'm thinking about it if I ever get my front house greenhouse, trying to grow some of the tropical stuff. A manuka plant, a lemon tree would be great, and a vanilla tree. But there's been so much vanilla poaching lately that the prices have gone up. This is long before a word was even said of the coronavirus. So I've been thinking about getting some. Hey, Stringfield Ridge Farm. Teresa is my girl. I love her so much. What else we got going on? You make vanilla using vodka. Yeah, a lot of people say bourbon is the best for making vanilla, but again, I try to do stuff that doesn't have any type of wheat-ish stuff in it, and I know some bourbons do, and I don't know what does and doesn't. So I just use the grape vodka. Vanilla bean co-op. Now that sounds interesting. I wonder how hard it would be to grow vanilla bean in a greenhouse. And just leave it out in the summertime. And I want a manuka plant once I get bees, because I want manuka honey. But again, that's like a New Zealand tropical plant. And then lemons and avocados. I mean, I'm in Pennsylvania. I don't know that stuff can grow here naturally. Hey, Kinfolk Farm of Georgia. I will say that the one thing about this coronavirus, as much as I have friends on my friends list that are both sides, some are panicked like crazy, others think it's overrated, and I'm kind of like just observing in the middle. Like, I'm not panicking, but I'm not gonna do nothing, because in my mind, I'm more worried about the people. Like, when you think of a zombie apocalypse, I'm not worried about the zombies. You can kill the zombies. I'm worried about the purge people. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of like, I knew people were going to do this toilet paper thing. So I bought like 2, what we usually get is a 12-pack, and that lasts us a month. So I just bought 2 of them rather than 1. So I have extra for another month if I needed it. I didn't go out and buy like all the toilet paper, but I was like, I know how people are. I'm gonna go ahead and buy lots of rice and flour and toilet paper. That's not lots, but extra, because I know people are gonna go cray over it. Yeah. And I know that Maryland shut down its schools today. I don't have any kids, but I have friends that have kids. So I don't know what they're going to do in Pennsylvania. They might. I don't work with people. It's just me in my office. Donald works at a wastewater plant, so there's no people except maybe a coworker or 2 that he has to see. So I'm just kind of like, I think we're mostly okay. Millennial Homesteaders. That's a new channel. I need to make sure I subscribe to you. Donald, don't let me forget to subscribe to them later, because it's hard to do while I'm on here. Gemini Homestead, hello. Miss Lippy. Homesteading in Idaho. With all this virus stuff, we have had quite a few people stop here asking about animals and food, dairy, eggs, sort of observing our place. So that is becoming a word. Yes, and I saw on one of the YouTube homesteaders groups, at least 2 different people. One of them was the Hollers, and I think one of them was Green Dream Project. Had either someone ask where they live, or in regarding Green Dream Project, they actually stopped by their house uninvited and was roaming around their property or something. So that's kind of worrisome. I'm not as worried about it here, because we're already kind of a public figure here locally. We're fairly protected, but we're also, I mean, I have to have a public presence locally due to some things that I'm a part of. Hey, Crystal, don't forget to subscribe down there. You know you're not helpful, Donald. Yeah, I think the media hype is overrated. I have no idea what the government is doing. Like, I read that Trump is blocking all travel from Europe except from the UK, but most of the travel from Europe comes through the UK. So I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know. My general philosophy in life is don't believe what the government is saying. There's probably little truths all around. Just do what is best for you and your tribe and your family. And what's best for me, my tribe, and my family is to make sure that I have what I need to make sure they're fed and clean. And we're growing a shit ton of food. I gotta stop cussing on here. We're growing a lot of food. Luckily, it's getting into that time. So, 𝙒𝙃𝙄𝙇𝙀 Homestead, we'll have to do a jam session. Yes. I'm not very good at the guitar, though. So, Ohio shutting down schools for 3 weeks minimum. Yeah, I thought about trying to think of a way without TP, or toilet paper. I know that growing up, my grandparents had, and I was alive for this, so I remember it, an outhouse, and they used corn cobs. And we had a discussion about this with Marco, and I guess Misty from Mama Z said had not heard of it or didn't remember it, but corn cobs were a big thing. I know some people, my dog is so cute right now. I posted a thing on our Instagram the other night. If someone wants to post a link to our Instagram of different leaves you can use, like mullein and lamb's ear and stuff if you had to. And yeah, like old clothes. I've got some old clothes that we're probably going to get rid of that we can, if it comes down to it, we can chop up some old clothes. Kinfolk, yeah. I don't really worry about kids watching so much, but I don't want to be seen as too crass, I guess. But I will be honest, you guys, in real life, I cuss a lot. So if you ever meet me in person, I will try not to, but I will cuss a lot. I didn't even look to see if my description was correct for the live, by the way, so I apologize, moderators. Yeah, flannel shirts would work. Yeah, freshly shelled corn cobs are pretty soft, but when you get them dried, that's a little scratchy. Hey, Megan from Ohio. I'm over in Pennsylvania, and we do have some Ohio people here. See, Nathan knows from experience about the dried corn cobs. I love that there's a toilet paper emoji. That's hilarious. I was also trying to think, okay, as a person that has a prepper mindset, but certainly not a prepper budget and not necessarily a prepper time, what would be the bare minimum that I would need to feel or stay comfortable? And I don't even know if comfortable is the word. Like, I didn't want to stock up on shampoo because, one, shampoo is expensive. So what I did was I did get some extra bars of soap. One, because we can use it for washing everything. And if I had to, in a desperate situation, I could technically wash my hair with soap. Bare minimum. I didn't buy toothpaste because I bought a lot of baking soda because I use it for baking. I have to have the baking soda around for my goats. And technically, you can use baking soda to brush your teeth. Like, I was thinking the very bare minimal multi-use products that I could buy that, again, a prepper mindset, but not a prepper budget. Baking soda was one. Soap, flour, rice, things like that. So it allowed me to buy more of the cheap, and salt. I bought some salt because, one, we use salt for cooking, but two, we use salt for when we butcher, and we will be butchering in May or June for meat chickens. But you can also get non-iodized salt and use that to preserve skins. So when we butcher rabbits, if I want to save the rabbit skins, all I have to do is put non-iodized salt, let that sit like a layer of non-iodized salt on there for however long, and it'll preserve it temporarily until you can actually do something with it. So again, trying to think of multi-use things as a prepper mindset, but not a prepper budget. And salt's very cheap. Let me go back. We got the Stivers in here. Hello, Stivers. We got Buddy Gemini Homestead in here. I feel like I've been missing stuff. Minimum 1 gallon of water a day per person for 3 weeks. Yeah, we have a well, so we're mostly okay there. And I do have a stream out back. What I don't have, though, and I really want, is a Berkey. Is it Berkey or Berkeley? The water filtration. I really, really, really want one of those. Mindful Hempstead, hello. What's up, player haters? The maple syrup. Yeah, I have you done a follow the I can't talk. I need to sing a song. A follow-up maple syrup video, because I know that you had started it, but I wanted to see if you had finished it. Brian Lowe's, hey, how are you? Hartley, Hempstead, Michigan, what's up? We got some cool folks in here today. It smells terrible. We were just talking about how all the little changes that have been going on in the world the last couple of days. And I'm trying not to burp on my live, but hey, Mary Carter, how are you? You know, I have a maple tree, and I've never tapped a tree before. I actually want to learn to do that for the different types of trees, like a birch. I want to make a birch syrup and things like that. So I'm very interested in your videos when you do it, Mindful Homestead, because I want to learn how to do it. Now, I don't have an external cooking device. Donald, are you still on here? We need to come up with an external cooking device because I don't want to make my house sticky. Your company will terminate anyone who comes to work when they are sick. It seems drastic. I understand what they're trying to do, and people need to stop going to work sick, but to take away their livelihood, I don't. Mixed feelings, I guess. Donald was actually sick over the weekend last weekend, but because he works in wastewater, someone absolutely has to be there. There's no option to not be there because he works for a municipality. So an entire city, if nobody's there to run a plant, if that plant goes down, the amount of OSHA violations and raw sewage and issues that would arise, so someone has to be there. And one person had already called out, and I think this was Sunday, he was still feeling sick. And he was about to call out, and then a second person cut out, and then there was no way he could call out. So he had to go to work sick on Monday. He's feeling a lot better. I don't think it was anything remotely close to the coronavirus because it was only like 2 or 3 days he was sick and he was done. Well, not done. He still feels a little weak, but that's about it. Now's a good time to buy tickets. Donald and I never went on our honeymoon. We wanted to go to Norway, but we couldn't budget it. And we actually had saved up like $2,000, I want to say, and then the engine blew in the Mariner, and this was like 2 or 3 years ago. So we used our honeymoon money to fix the car so we could continue to do life stuff. But now I'm like, I wonder how cheap the tickets are to go to Norway. I didn't actually make up the hand sanitizer. We're not scared of going to Florida. I was sick last week and over the weekend. You couldn't afford not to go to work. They're shutting down everything around Brian Lowe's. I did read that, Zach. I saw Jen post it on Facebook. So I'm glad that they're sending you home. I hope that you guys are okay. Like, I was actually really concerned about that when I read it. But I didn't think it was my place to say much. So yeah, they closed all the schools down in Maryland today. They haven't closed them down in Pennsylvania. Not that I have kids in school, but I do have friends that have kids in school. It wouldn't actually be a bad idea to fly to Texas for Christmas and buy the tickets now if I could. Yeah. That's what we're doing. Like, we're pretty much doubling, maybe even tripling our food growing this year. And I've talked to, we have like a small tribe of our friends that we hang out with. And I told them, I was like, if you guys want to come help, we'll share this food, make sure everybody's got fresh food. But it's going to be a lot of work. Like, we got to build a 𝙒𝙑𝙀𝙉𝙏 bed tomorrow, which means hauling a bunch of trees, cutting a bunch of branches. Zach, did they close the whole state of Kentucky or just your immediate county and area? Hospital I worked at in Ohio has 2 cases that haven't been released to the public yet. Well, that's great. Whole state. Oh, wow. Yeah. I know a lot of people are wondering whether the shindig's going to be shut down because of the Deep South gathering being shut down. I'm actually on the board for a festival that happens the 3rd week of April every year, and we've already decided we're going to shut down. So I got to send out the announcement later tonight. Dust snowing, yeah, I can play it, but I can't pick it and sing it at the same time like I can Landslide. I can strum it, but the governor of Missouri has shut down all of the nursing homes here. Schools are open, but all activities after school canceled or to reschedule. Yeah. We haven't heard anything here in Gettysburg. It doesn't mean that they're not going to. Veronica, hello. Yeah, I really like Dust in the Wind too. Our schools are shut down for 2 weeks. Amy Lynn's Journey, hello. Don't ever feel sorry for being late, and don't ever feel sorry if you can't be here for a live. I feel like the lives are my privilege to be able to spend this time with you and you guys be a part of it, but never feel like it's a commitment that you have to be here. We are getting cases by the day here, but we just had Mardi Gras. Yeah. Well, we're about to hit our busy season here in Gettysburg. That's what I'm concerned about. Like, March is when people start coming in to do the tours and to see the battlefields. We don't do the reenactment until July, so I think we'll be all right there. But the reenactment this year is literally 2 doors down from my house. And my dog hates the sound of cannons. So that's going to be a fun day. I was listening to something on the news the other day, and I don't know if this is just my twisted brain or something, but they were talking about, and it might have been the governor, it might have been the president, that residents in nursing homes should only have a visitor a day, if that, and that they should not leave the nursing homes because of risk, which makes sense. I love the elderly and I want to protect them. It's hard to hear me over the guitar. I'm sorry. I will calm it down until I actually play a song. And my brain was like, wouldn't this be a really messed up conspiracy if, and again, this is not what's going on at all. I don't believe this, but my brain for some reason went there as far as like, if the government like created this scenario so that we would reduce our dependency on Medicare and Social Security and deplete the elderly population. I was like, oh my God. What sucks is I wouldn't be surprised if a government did that, but I don't know why I even thought that initially. Our prisons and nursing homes are on lockdown, no visitors at all. Yeah. And that's scary to me. I'm glad I don't have my dad in a nursing home. He stays here with us because, I want to be able to see my dad. Of course, he's like 70. And he's still in fairly, like, he's got medical issues, but yeah, I feel bad for people in nursing homes. Yeah, and it's yeah. It's not that I think that's what's going on, but for some reason, knowing the way that governments run, that It would not surprise me if that ever became a scenario where we're just trying to off the elderly. But when it started in China, the people were protesting and the government couldn't stop them. Yeah. And it could be. Like, we don't know. And again, because I'm kind of the middle ground to a lot of these scenarios. Like, I'm not panicking, but I'm also not dismissing that this is a problem. I keep hearing all these people talking about all these strange scenarios, and I'm like, my opinion of the government is I wouldn't be surprised of what they're capable of. Closing down schools and events all over Texas. Yeah. Pennsylvania hasn't yet. I'm waiting though. I do have friends that have already taken their kids out of school in Pennsylvania though. So other than the coronavirus, how's everybody doing? We are happily planting lots of things. Well, seedlings. I haven't put anything out in the ground yet. No, that's a lie. I did do some spinach and carrots. But tomorrow and Saturday are going to be big work days around here. We're thinking about setting up a 𝙒𝙄𝙊𝙄𝙍𝙀 bed. We do have Dungeons and Dragons on Saturday that we're playing with some friends, but it's going to be a lot of homestead stuff this weekend, so I'll do some filming. And Monday, we went to a place called the Laser Dome over in Lancaster and played all kinds of video games and did laser tag. It was my first time playing laser tag. And I have to say, I kind of whooped up on Donald pretty good. I took some video of that. I didn't take it while we were playing because I didn't want Donald to shoot me. But I took some as we were going in, and it was really cool. So I'll have a video out probably this weekend about that. Yeah, the weather's finally turning into decent weather. Although someone tried to tell me it might snow here this weekend. I really hope not. And actually, Donald, tomorrow we have to go pick up our meat chickens because they came out today, I think, if you're still in here. Your gun didn't work. I don't think that's why I whooped you. I think it's because I'm awesome. You got baby chicks yesterday? That's awesome. It's in the 70s. It's hit 70 a couple days here. That's your story. For those of you that don't know or aren't familiar with our channel, Donald is the other half of this channel. He's just at work. Farmer's Kind of Life. Hey! Farmer's Kind of Life is just 50 away from 1,000. And Mama Z's is just 10 away from 600. That is awesome. So if you guys want some new channels to check out and you don't know either of those, they're both excellent channels. And it's Mama Z's Texas Chicken and Farmer's Kind of Texas Chicken. What? Texas Kitchen and Farmer's Kind of Life. Jen read a really cool article from a journalist in Wuhan, and it was really great. Kids reading, neighbors helping, watching spring. That's cool. You're 7 now. Mama Z's Texas Chicken. She does a Saturday live cooking show, and she did one for me last week on potato soup. So if you like potato soup, I'm going to cook some this week. Last Saturday's live on her channel. Check that one out. Mary Cleveland, what are some good herbs to grow in windows besides basil and chives? Parsley. I have some parsley going on in mine. Anything that you use in the kitchen, really. Like, some people have rosemary in their kitchen in a bigger pot, but oh, so you guys are already canceling all your motels for the shindig. That sucks. Well, I'm still planning. The only one that we were planning to go to this year was HOA, because it's only 2 hours from here. Ooh, cilantro, yes. Cilantro I love, but Donald has that gene that makes it taste like soap. So when I make cilantro stuff, I have to make a different version that doesn't have it. Stop growing soap, people. Davis Family Farm, thank you for stopping by and tell your kids good night for me. Yeah, Donald, when we went to HOA last year, we stopped at an Indian restaurant in Winchester because I'm obsessed with Indian food. And he couldn't eat some of the stuff because the soap thing. Oh, it looks like 𝙒𝘖𝙔𝙎𝙍 has that same gene, Donald. So you and Chris have something in common. Yeah, I love Indian food, and I know it has a lot of cilantro in it. What else can you grow in the window? I assume any herb, like even oregano. I know it spreads a little bit, but you know, stick it in a pot. I think any herbs you can just grow in a pot. Trim off what you need. I've got basil and parsley and chives growing in my window right now, and actually some lavender too. I love rosemary. I made, thanks to the Stivers inspired me, a batch of fire cider. I want to say Saturday or Sunday I put it together. So it's stewing, and I didn't have rosemary, and then I remembered I had one strand hung up somewhere, so I put some rosemary in it, and I'm really excited to try it out. You only grow veggies. Veggies are good. We're trying a lot of new things this year. Like I've never eaten an eggplant in my life, so we're gonna try to grow some eggplants. But I'm also growing a whole. No problem, Mary Carter. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for having me on your panel this week too. We are going to. What was I saying? Oops, sorry. I totally forgot what I was saying. Squirrel. Lemon basil would be nice. I will say that sweet basil is my favorite. Although I'm going to grow some holy basil this year because I've never had it. And I know that Jess from Roots and Refuge loves it. So I'm just going to try it out to see what it's like. I've yet to grow garlic. I want to do that this year. Simply Southern Roots. Hey, hey. Stivers, I think I will love it, but I'm not going to mix it with elderberry. I did make some elderberry syrup the other night too, when Donald wasn't feeling well. Basil's good to fight cancer. Something else I heard was good for it, but I think I have heard that basil's good for it. I just don't. Chocolate mint, yes. We had a patch of peppermint that grew along the base of the garage, the flooring. So when you would pull in, you'd run over it. And when you pull out, you'd run over it. So every time you get out of the car, you just get a waft of mint. And it was the best coming home smell. But I do want to get some chocolate mint this year. Put the bulbs of garlic in the ground in the fall harvest next year. Yeah, that's what I plan to do. One of the things I was also going to do is I'm going to stack up on garlic powder for this year because I don't have any garlic growing. And then next year grow an excessive amount of garlic so I can dry my own. But because I know I won't have any garlic this year, I'm just going to go ahead and grab a bunch of either minced garlic or garlic powder just to have. Your mint and lemon balm are coming back already? Nice. Mint is just unstoppable. I didn't realize, what was it that was from the mint family? Bee balm. I didn't realize bee balm was considered a mint. The overworked gardener. Hello. Sorry, I keep getting in the habit of playing my guitar. I got to remember that you can't really hear me. I don't have a good mic on this. I need to get a new mic in here. Maybe a new webcam. Yeah, the website's a little outdated, which sucks because that's what I do for a living. But I never pay attention to my own websites because I'm always building them for other people. But it should have a lot of our stuff on there. I have a really good recipe on there for, maybe I'll do a video on it. I make a basil aioli and baked fried zucchini. That's really good. And that's on there. Yes, that is a link to my digital agency. So if you ever need anybody that needs graphics or web design or search engine optimization or any of that stuff, that's what I do for a living. I have a company doing that, which is why I can work from home if I have to, which is nice. See you, Mary Cleveland. I keep getting tempted to play. Maybe I'll play while I'm not talking. While I listen to you guys talk. Who was it that said they loved Landslide anyway? Was that Simply Jan or was that Yellow Rose Homestead? I think it was one of those two. Play Landslide. If I can remember the words. That's part of my issue is I don't play for a long time, and then now that I've been doing this during the lives, I always forget the words because I don't play enough. Oh, that's the Mama Z. That's probably the song from that movie Cold Mountain, the old Civil War song, which I really love that one too. I'll try what I can of Landslide though. Took this love and I took it down. I climbed a mountain and I turned around. And I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills where the landslide brought me down. Mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tide? Can I handle the seasons of my life? One of your kids lost some milk in a truck? Random. Well, I've been afraid of changing 'cause I built my life around you. Time makes you bolder, even children get older, and I'm getting older too. So take this love, take it down. Oh, if you climbed a mountain and you turn around, if you'll see my reflection in the snow-covered hills where the landslide will bring it down. Yeah, see, that's where I mess up. I'm like, what's next? That's, you get the general idea, I think. Yeah. So, is it that you have a milk smell on your truck? Is that what that is? Because that is a gross smell. Old milk. Oh, thank you. Farmer's Kind of Life. Thank you. I could see why you're overworked gardener. The gardener of kids and of gardens. Any Marty Robbins songs? Not yet, but I do. I love Marty Robbins. My husband and I actually listen to quite a bit because of my dad. He watches a lot of Westerns. So I grew up on all the John Wayne movies and all of Have Gun Will Travel, Gunsmoke. I'm trying to think of them all. There's so many. Like I've seen them all. Cheyenne, one of my favorites. And so I've listened to, you know, Big Iron on His Hip. You know, I love Marty Robbins and Gene Autry and Tex Ritter and all of them, but work on that? Yeah, I need to. What was Festus Mule's name? I think it was Rose or Ruth. It was Ruth. Festus's mule's name was Ruth. Thought you got me on that, didn't you? Thank you for stopping by, Farmer's Kind of Life. And I will check out your video. I still got to watch some of your old videos. I started, but... Do you know, and I might not even remember, Ridge Life, do you know Doc's first name in Gunsmoke? I'm trying to see if I remember. I remember it being weird. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, that's a good one. I'd probably say my favorite Western, honestly, is Tombstone. I know it's not an older one, but it's so... Yes, it's Doc. No, it starts with a G. What the heck was his first name? It's not Gerald. I forget. Yeah, Quiet Man was a good one. That's the one where he's the boxer, right? With like an Irish boxer with the same one that was in McClintock with him and Parent Trap. What's her name? Maureen O'Hara. Gosh, she's gorgeous. Oh, she was so gorgeous. I loved her. Tombstone was good. If I had to go with one of the original, like the old Westerns, I really liked Chisholm. It was about Billy the Kid, and I don't know, it was just a really good one. McClintock was really good because it's just funny. Him and Maureen O'Hara just have great chemistry. You gonna just stand there and bleed? Yeah. Yeah, Kurt Russell was phenomenal in that movie. And Donald, you told me a fact about that movie, didn't you, recently? I forget. Young Guns, yeah. I think my favorite Western show, like my dad loved Gunsmoke. I really liked The Rifleman. I thought it was just a really charming show, and Cheyenne. But The Rifleman with Chuck something. It was about like a single dad taking care of his kid. And who was the card dealer played by in Tombstone? That was Sling Blade. Billy Bob Thornton. Quiet Man, Angel and the Batman. Angel and the Batman, that's an old B version movie of his. That was when he was with the Plains woman, right? Or he was like an outlaw staying with the Plains people, I think. Yeah, Val Kilmer in Tombstone was probably my favorite character in the show. And he did it so well. Yeah, Chuck Connors, there you go. Little House on the Prairie, yeah. I liked Little House on the Prairie because I loved the books. I read the books as a kid, but it was all a real story. And I think I really like that about it. Yeah, Rifleman was a favorite. Honestly, Have Gun Will Travel, I think, was way ahead of its time. I feel like the premise behind Have Gun Will Travel was there was a guy that was a gunslinger who was technically rich, and he lived in like high society in San Francisco, but he was a gun for hire. So he would go and do all these weird jobs, but he was so philosophical about his ethics and morality behind what he was doing to help people. I think it was way before its time. I think now it would do really well. And I loved Have Gun Will Travel. I think it was brilliantly done. I would love to go to Laura Ingalls Wilder's home. That would be awesome. Pale Rider's really good. The house is made for people under 5 foot. Was it really that small? Seems weird. You know what else? You know what I liked better? Honestly, better than Little House on the Prairie. I mean, it was still good. The Christmas episode where their friend came in, the bearded guy, came in and gave all the kids presents was one of my favorite episodes of Little House. But I really love the Waltons. I'm kind of obsessed with the Waltons. And I say that because, one, it's based in Virginia. Two, it's also a true story. And it's just so down to earth. My father, has 7, like he's one of 7 brothers and sisters. And I think they legit were the same ages apart and the same sexes. So my Uncle Bill was the oldest. That would be John Boy. Then my Aunt Maureen would have been Mary Ellen. And Dad would have been next. He would have been, I can't think of that kid's name. The next kid down. Yeah, Grandpa was the best character on the Waltons. Him and the way he sassed. You know what? Him and Grandma Walton remind me of me and Donald. Like, he would sass her all the time and she would sass him back. That's what I loved about it. Sorry, Stringfield. I have default descriptions set up in my channel. So whenever I put out a video, it automatically spills the default description. And I have my setup for recipes with the icons set up. So all I have to do is edit and take it out. And I forgot to delete it for this one. So it's got all my default icons and stuff, and I didn't take them out. But I leave them in there so I don't have to go back and find the emoji and stuff if I happen to be doing a recipe video or a shopping video or something, and I forgot to check it out. So I'll delete it once the live's over, which will be in like 15 minutes. So Get Smart. I've actually never watched that. Now you can use the makeup remover. I do have a video out about that, and it's still really, I use it every day. It's just a half and half mix of almond oil and witch hazel, but I use like a rose witch hazel because rose is really good for providing the antioxidants and stuff for your eyes that help plump up the skin and stuff. So I go through it in the video, but I do have one out for the makeup remover if you want it. Lancelot Link. I haven't heard about that one. I think most of the old shows that I watched. Now, I did watch some shows in the 80s that aren't around anymore. Simon and Simon. Do you guys remember Hunter? The guy that would sleep with the massive gun under his pillow? Like, there was a show around that. Of course, Saturday morning cartoons. Being an 80s kid, you're watching, you know, a He-Man and G.I. Joe. You know what's funny about the Waltons? Like, my dad loves the Waltons. They would do this thing where, and I think Grandma and Grandpa Walton started it. If you were about to be intimate with your partner, like if John and Olivia were about to have couple time, the rule was that you put a plant out on the front porch, and then everybody knew not to come in. And Dad makes fun of us all the time and says, if you guys are going to do anything, you better put a plant out on the porch. I always thought that was funny. Yeah, I miss the 80s. I know I was a kid in it, but there's a certain appreciation for the simplicity of the 80s. And I was telling Donald the other day, like, Nintendo came out in 1985. So I was 5 years old when Nintendo came out. And I feel like that was the start of an era. Like, Atari was already out, yeah, but Nintendo changed the game. That was the start of that, and the internet were the start of so many technological advances that changed the way our world worked and operated. And I think it's neat that those of us that grew up in the 80s got to experience the newness of that. Like, you get some neat, cool new technology, like self-driving cars and stuff now, but it's not as groundbreaking as that was. And the newness of going from no technology or very little technology in TV to just this new world that just got opened up. And I just thought that I kind of missed that feeling of being a part of that. So I liked that of the 80s. And then you just had the better music sometimes, not all the time, but I was really big into like John Mellencamp, Creedence Clearwater, you know, so Zelda was the best. I loved Zelda. I actually still have my Nintendo from when I was 5, guys. I actually have 2 Nintendo ones. I have a Super Nintendo there. I've got Nintendo 64, which I remember getting when I was 16 in high school. And they still work. Like, I had Donald set them up for me the other day, or not the other day, it was probably like a year ago. A year ago. And I tell you what, the Nintendo 64 looks very pixelated on new TVs, but I love it. So I'm going to keep them forever. I still have a bunch of games. There's like 1 or 2 games I'm missing that I didn't have growing up. And I think that's like River City Ransom and Gauntlet or something I want to get. But I have my original Zelda. I mean, legit my original Zelda from when I was 5 years old. Hi, Heaven Bound Farm. And hi, Country Homestead. I think I might have missed saying hi to you earlier, so I'll say hi now. Thank you. The other day, a year ago, I missed it by that much. Yeah. And maybe, yeah, I'll have to break out some of the games. I've got some weird. I have this game called Caveman on Nintendo where you play a caveman that has to throw women around by their hair. Like it's a legit video game that existed in the 80s. It's such a weird game. I should get Donald to hook it up, and then I'll just like, you can see us playing it or something. You have to like swing her around. So whoever can swing it around the best and throw to hit a target. So weird. I still have my Atari too, by the way. Before I got the Nintendo, I had Atari, and I've got a decent chunk of games. I have to say like 10 or 15 games for the Atari. So I just don't know that I have the hookup for it. I probably do. I would really love to play Atari again. You know what I want to do? This is what I want to do. I want to have an Atari party and have everybody come over, and we're playing like tanks and stuff. And we're like, I don't know, drinking alcohol and eating lots of food and just playing really, really old games. Captain Caveman and the Teen Angels. I remember that show. That was a cartoon. Word. I feel bad that we've kind of like, as a homestead channel, we kind of migrated to reminiscing about technology and stuff, but it's fun. I mean, as homesteaders, we can't really ignore that technology exists, and certainly we can make technology work for us. But if I'm going to be stuck in this house for 4 weeks because of some virus, then I'm going to play Nintendo. And y'all can come over and play Nintendo too. We'll make a party out of it. Do you remember the Pitfall game for Atari where you had the alligators come up and try to eat you? So Rich Life, what is your number now? I know you hit 1,000, which is phenomenal. 1,000 in 2 months, even. Yeah, the controllers were kind of gross. I still have my controllers somewhere. Yeah, GoldenEye is definitely the best game. I actually challenged Donald to play, but he won't play with me because I literally whoop his butt at it because I was obsessed with it in high school. 11:22, nice. Oh, you want me to play Country Roads? I could probably do that. I'll play Country Roads. But I'm gonna ask a favor before I do. Mama Z is 7 away from 600. You know what that means. Is there any way we can get her to 600 tonight? That would be awesome. Now let me explain a little bit about Mama Z. Mama Z is a Texan, obviously Texas Kitchen, and her channel is about not only cooking, but she provides some educational material. She does educational lives, and she's working on a garden in an apartment complex, like 80 miles north of Houston or something like that. So I think it's interesting to see someone who's trying to grow their own food in an apartment environment. I think that's a good differentiator. And then the cooking itself is delicious. She's done air fryer stuff, venison in the air fryer. She did potato soup last week for me. She did air fried wings. I mean, if you like food, and who here doesn't like freaking food, go subscribe to Mama Z. Thank you for stopping by, Overworked Gardener. I hope that your milk smell goes away. Oh, Asteroids. Yes. Asteroids was so good. So if we can get Mama Z to 600 tonight, I will feel really good. What are you at now, Mama Z? Who else said that they were away from something? A couple away from something. If it doesn't, oh, just burn my truck. Oh, that sucks. There's got to be something like baking soda or something you can put in there, I would think. There you go. There's a link. Easy link. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. Feel free to go in there and be like, hey, Mama Z, we like food. And Mama Z is very supportive of the community. So she will subscribe back. She talks. She'll go to your lives. I mean, she's very involved with the community. She's a good person to network with. Make a skunk spray it. You're funny overwork gardener. I really like you a lot. All right, country words. Can I remember the words to this? I might bring my phone over just to make sure I remember what the words are. Now I'm going to expect all of y'all to sing along to this as well, just so you know. I'm something away from something in 8 hours. Yeah, Samson Farm needs hours. I've been playing him a lot just to try to get his hours up. So if you get bored one day, go watch a bunch of Samson Farm stuff. Hey, Ramus Family Farm. No problem. We're gonna do. We're promoting Mama Z's channel at the moment just to get her to 600 because she's like only a couple away. And I told them I would play Country Road, so we're gonna do that. Space Invaders was a great game. I really love Space Invaders, and we talked a lot about video games, surprisingly. And I'm surprised my husband didn't chime in more on that because he's a gamer. Let's see if I can remember how to play this. J-Love, you need fans. We all need fans. But yes, J-Love just did a really good introductory video recently that really impressed me. So check out all the moderators. Honestly, these guys spend their free time to come in here, help me out, and I can't help but appreciate them and want them to thrive. They're all good people. They're all really good friends of mine. I market with them every single day, and they are my family. So if you want to support Copper Kettle Farms, support Copper Kettle Farms community too. And you guys are all part of my community. You know what? Subscribe to everybody in here. I love everybody in here. I subscribe to all of you. Every single one of these channels in here that's in here today, I have subscribed to. And I will continue to subscribe. All right, so let's see if I can remember this.